All right, kicking ass, Seabass. Another episode, talking shit with Sid. Hanging out with my boy Kelly from Kelly's Death Pickles here in Atlanta. Kelly Hester, the Hest himself.
Hello.
Hey man, thanks for being here, dude.
Oh yeah, thank you for having me.
Death Pickles. How does I'm just gonna get straight into it. How does a metalhead, a rock guy, a beer drinking enthusiast, where do you just decide to? I'm gonna start. Was it just you wanted to pickle and then?
Yeah, it really started just wanting like some good pickles, and I was buying these cheap Mount Olive pickles, like big containers, and found some expensive pickles. They were like $10 a jar, and I kind of modeled them after them, and went home and made some, and they turned out really good, and went on some camping trips with friends and stuff, and I would bring them, and I started giving them to people, and they started giving me feedback on them. And then Dwayne Jones from More the Owl, his family has a farm, and he grew some ghost peppers, like some hot ghost peppers, and asked me to put some in the pickles. So we put them in there, and they were super hot and tasted pretty damn good.
Come out well,
yeah,
right?
it turned out well. So it kind of got going from there, and then the guitarist for the band Nominaut, Jeremy Adams, come up with an idea to put I was doing like a generic label with like a silhouette of a Grim Reaper, and
which is kind of your logo.
One night when I was drinking with my wife, and we were trying to come up with a name, and I wanted it to be something kind of metal sounding or something to do with the music, and I was just like, well, what about Death Pickles? And she was like, hell yeah, that's cool. So she came out with like a silhouette of a Reaper, and I'm kind of getting off track, but another friend of mine who's an artist that I went to high school with, Joe Thompson, come up with the idea for my main logo, my actual Death Pickle.
The Reaper with
with the pickle body.
Right.
And he did a drawing of that, and I was like, holy shit, that's perfect. You know, so
right.
Nailed it, you know. And so I got the tattoo because
that thing looks great too, man. I've seen it online, but that's the first time I've seen it in person.
My friend Dave Putnam did it. He spent like 4 hours on it. He was like, I always want to do one on me, and he's like, you know, I don't want to fuck it up and have to see you and know I fucked it up. So it turned out perfect. But so that turned into the logo, and see, Jeremy from Nominaut came up with the idea. He was like, hey, if I gave you some art, could we do a label for my band?
A custom band label.
Band label, and you can sell it at the merch table. And I was like, shit, yeah. So he came up with the art for my first label, and then also sent me the frame without any art in the middle.
So it made your template.
Basically made me a template, which is what I use today. And so that came from him. And so after that show, I started sending that template to some bands like Death of Kings or The Owl. I think those are my second and third band. And they put in the art and sent it back to me. And it all started from there, just selling at the merch tables for bands.
Right. So when it started like that, at this point now, how many custom labels have you done? Do you know?
I think we've done around 28 bands, between 25 to 30 bands so far.
Wow.
And a few other labels like
you did the one for us for Slaughter Q.
Yeah. Avidescent Pickups, the Let There Be Rock School in Gainesville. We got a label for them, which they help us out a lot.
Kyle's great. He's helped us out with stuff.
Yeah, he keeps my pickles in the shop there, and promotes us a lot. So really good connection with him, you know.
Yeah, no, he's a very good guy,
and he's got a great thing going with the school.
Community oriented and helping, doing that stuff. That's what it's about.
Exactly. So that's been fun. It's cool to have something going on with music, and I can.
Well, that's I love
go
that.
To shows and stuff.
Did you ever play in a band in the past around here? Have you ever been?
No, not really. in high school, played around some. I've messed around with bands and stuff, but just I'm kind of shy in front of people. Like even here talking with you, you're my buddy. But so getting up on stage is frightening for me, really.
But this is kind of your way to still put your mark in the scene.
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
This is your band.
Kind of in a way, yeah. I market it like a band, and
it's working. It's really cool.
I get backstage at shows now,
right.
Which is a plus. And I've met a lot of cool people in the music industry through the Pickles, like crazy people are ordering from me all the time that you wouldn't think would be really into pickles.
Well, it's going to just continue doing that because that's the part everybody. See, I asked my girlfriend, I was like, you want some spicy pickles maybe later on? I'm going to get you some. I'm going to do a thing with Kelly. And she was like, I haven't had any in years, but I don't know why. He basically said, how does pickles and heavy metal go together? And I was like, I don't know. I'm going to find out. But it works so fucking well.
I started seeing a lot of bands, like Mastodon had their own hot sauce, and I've got several from like Municipal Waste and a couple other bands. Sick of It All has their own hot sauce. And I was like, well, shit, they're selling hot sauce, and people really like pickles. I mean, like, you can go through a jar of pickles a lot faster than a jar of hot sauce.
I went through this jar you gave me in 2 visits here to the studio by myself. I just knocked them out.
That's what I like to hear. People are like, shit, I ate them before I got home.
The day you gave them to me, I came here and was doing some emails and doing this and that, and he kept calling my name. I reached over and popped it open and got me a couple. I literally went out to my car looking for a fork so I could get deeper in there.
I make like big jars for myself, and I'll bang one of those out every week. I'm always eating pickles at the house.
Shout out to my cousin Glenn, he was the main chef for Slaughter Q for past years, forever and ever.
I remember him.
And whenever the 1 year you came out and helped out, and you had a booth, but also were kind of a sponsor in the food area and did the whole pickles. Have you ever done whole pickles other than that time?
No, like upon request, I will, like some family members, like Michelle's dad used to like whole ones. So
they turned out so good. And we like, it was a big barrel. We didn't sell them all that day, obviously. And you got out before I could ask you, do you want to take these?
I was just leaving them.
Yeah. And we enjoyed the hell of it. I think we did. He did. I didn't get to as many as he did because he had them at his house, but he probably had them for close to a year or so.
I mainly concentrate on the chips. They just work well. I can pack a lot into the jar I use, but I've been getting a lot of requests for spears.
That's what I was going to do. What's the difference on your end? Why do you like the chips versus the spears?
Just the crunchiness of them, the way I cut them with the ridges. To me, it just makes it for a crunchy pickle.
Right.
And I get a lot of people commenting on how crunchy they are. So.
I agree. They are. They're the crunchiest.
I've got like 3 things I do to help make them crunchy, which...
Do you have any special tricks, or is there a certain type of cucumber you like to start with that provides better crunch?
That's a big thing. It's got to be like a Kirby or basically a pickling cucumber. Right. Because they're smaller and they have less seeds in them. So like if you use those big, like I guess salad cucumbers, the big ones, whatever, they filled with seeds. Which makes for a crappy, soggy pickle.
I've made my own half-ass pickles from running out of pickles, and then literally took a cucumber, sliced it up, threw it in the juice, then come back to it tomorrow.
I get people like adding all kinds of weird shit, like weird vegetables to the brine and stuff.
And just after the fact,
you just throw it back in the fridge. It's good for like 3 weeks or something. Yeah.
That's what it's going to be. I want you've opened a can of how long?
Yeah, so we seal them in like a water bath, and then that'll last on the shelf for about a year. As long as that seal lasts, they're rated for like a year or so. But as long as the seal don't break, they're good. And then once you break the seal, you got to put them in the fridge, so they're good for a month.
Keep that mic up closer to you.
Sorry, I'm fading.
Well, yeah, I actually always thought that they were once with canned and sealed that tight. I thought it would last longer than that.
Well, some of the ball lids I use, they say now that they're good for like a year and a half. So it's really basically just when you go to pop them, if that seal's too good. But you know, when if a seal breaks on one or it doesn't seal good, it'll start growing bacteria, and you'll see like white stuff on the pickles and shit,
like a mold.
Yeah, and if you leave them in your fridge too long, that can happen too.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I mean, everybody's left a can of pickles in your fridge forever.
Yeah. I mean, as long as it doesn't smell funky or look funky, they're still good.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I've never had any that have ever. I can't think that I've ever had a moldy pickle, and I know I've had some that have sit there for a fucking while. Do you?
Yeah, we go through them so fast.
Do you do any sweet pickles? Because those, those are the fuckers that get left in my fridge. Because I don't do the sweet pickles. I'm not.
We call our sweet ones dead and butter. They're like a bread and butter.
Bread and butter, dead and butter.
Yeah,
I like it.
Pun on the whole death thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one I get a lot of people like it, and I'm not even a big sweet pickle fan, but I'll eat my own. They're pretty damn good. Actually,
I'll try them. I'll try them for sure.
I did like when I was learning how to make them. I looked up 3 recipes, and each one of them had 1 or 2 things different that the other ones didn't have, and I basically combined all that. The different things they were doing all into one pickle.
Little of this one, little of that one.
Yeah, and that's basically it. And it works. But like I say, you got to pay attention to the quality of the cukes. They can't be soft.
Is there something you can look at when you're looking at them that you can tell?
Yeah.
Or is it kind of like?
Well, if they are kind of slick on the outsides, they're getting like some bacteria on the outside. It'll get kind of slimy, and you can feel them like they'll flex and stuff and won't be firm. So
okay,
I play with them when I go buy them. Like I'm checking them all because I've gotten shitty ones that I just had to toss in the garbage because I'm like I can't sell these.
Right.
So. But yeah, it makes a difference. So in the off season, it gets to be a pain.
So I know you grow a lot of the peppers, and you have, like you said, you and friends grow the peppers. Yep. How are you going to try to get to a point where you're growing the cucumbers as well?
I'd like to, but it takes I use so much. Each batch I'm using like 6 pounds of cucumbers. So. And that makes like 12 jars, 14 jars.
So how long does it take to grow a cucumber? I mean, I'm not...
They actually grow pretty quick once the vine gets going good. I tried at my house, and it was like I'm picking 1 cucumber every other day or something. Right. And I'm like, you can't do nothing with that.
Right, you need a real field. Huh?
Yes. But with the peppers, you can get a lot of peppers per plant in a small area. Like I have raised gardens at my house. But like Dwayne, he's got basically a farm, so he can grow as many as he wants to, really. So we're going to expand with that. Bill's talked about letting me put some raised gardens here behind Ember City. Right on. So I'm going to get some peppers growing here, too.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great.
It's all open, lots of sunlight. So
they'll do great out here.
Yeah, I think it would be cool.
Like they'll blend in nice with our cactus gardens.
I was looking at that. I was like, surely, they got cactus growing up there. We can grow some peppers. All
right. Well, that's
and I only grow like really hot peppers because like habanero and anything less hot than habanero, basically, you can get it at a market or the grocery store, like through the winter. When
gotcha.
Going. So I focus on the really hot stuff that's hard to find, like Carolina Reaper, Scorpion, Ghost. During the winter, if I had to order some, it would be freeze-dried or dehydrated, which aren't as hot.
Do you enjoy the insanely hot stuff?
No, I don't know.
You're just doing it for the psycho.
Yeah, it all came from just request and like I said, people growing the hot peppers. And then I noticed like no one was really doing a lot of the super hot stuff.
Do you get lots of requests for the super hot?
Yeah. I think it's one thing that makes me unique is those really hot ones. Most of the people that order them from me, like friends, want the really hot stuff. But they've gotten turned on to some of the weird vegetables I'll do or the sweet ones.
Because you also do okras and things like that. I was doing it kind of because of requests, people wanting certain things. So, because I don't even eat pickled okra. And like pickled green beans, I do New Orleans green beans because we saw those in New Orleans
when we would get Bloody Marys.
That's
in
what I was
the
about to say.
morning,
That's what
always in a
New
Bloody
Orleans.
Mary.
I've had them in my Bloody Marys.
So that's where we got the idea for those. But so those are kind of special run. But now I'm getting so many requests. I'm doing a little more of at least the okra and the beans, and we got a friend of mine, Autumn and Jason Baker. They have chickens, and so they got me to start like pickling eggs. They're like little bantam eggs.
Yeah.
For them, and then they would give me a jar for doing it, or I would take a jar for doing it. And so we ended up doing a label for them, and with one of her chickens on the label. But people love those. I'll put like habaneros, chopped up habaneros or hot peppers in with the eggs. And I still haven't tried one yet.
Yeah, that's not my. I tried those when I was a kid.
That's kind of
My dad had an ongoing poker game, and he would have all
like
these pickled things for all the guys to eat. And I remember like pickled sausages and pickled eggs, and I would try them all because he's like, "Dad, this looks awesome. You got it all to do." Oh, fuck that.
No, I'm not into that.
Yeah,
I'm mainly like what's in my fridge right now is cayenne and regular garlic dill. That's my jam. Like I just like I like a real sour, kind of New York style deli pickle.
Yeah, that's
lots of garlic.
That's
crunchy,
what I like.
Nice and sour.
Nice snap to it, real garlic.
And the cayenne is not super hot. It's more like a spicy to me. So
it's a shame for me because I like the flavor of a lot of the super hotter ones, but I just I'm a pussy. I can't handle the heat.
I'm that way with the habanero ones. I love the flavor, but it's just not into the hot.
And the juice is not worth the squeeze sometimes. I get a couple of them.
I've been at shows and somebody has like a jar of the ghost, and they're like, try one with me. Let's try one. And I'm like, God damn it. And I'll do it, because you don't want to like spit it out like in front of your customer.
Exactly.
So you got to tough it up and go for it. But sometimes it'll last for like 10 minutes. It's pretty hot.
I remember, dude.
It's not something I believe you could just sit and munch on, but people do it, man.
People do.
People are into the hot stuff. It's crazy. They want it to be hotter and hotter.
What's the hottest pepper that you're growing out of the
Carolina Reaper? The hottest we got now. I heard the guy who invented the Carolina Reaper has a new one now, like Pepper X or something.
Pepper X, get ready.
I'm not sure. I think there's a couple of new ones now that are supposed to be hotter. But.
Get ready to fucking murder your mother.
I mean, I might, if I could get a hold of some seeds, I might do those for novelty, but people would freaking buy them.
That potato chip that went around, the potato chip challenge, the Paqui, whatever.
I never did try that.
What pepper was it done with? Do you know?
Probably a ghost.
Probably a ghost.
A Reaper.
Was it a Reaper? Yeah.
It's awful.
You did it, Matt?
It's awful.
I think the Reapers are. I think it's a cross between the Scorpion and Ghost. Some kind of crossbreeding they do.
Yeah, all the people that posted the videos of trying it. I was like, are there more people doing this? But you see, it's not going well for anybody.
I've watched like contests online of people eating the peppers. Mm-hmm. They'll have to eat one of each one. They work their way up to like Carolina Reapers and stuff. But it's crazy. I'll see how they do it.
New Year's Eve of this year, one of my friends, Jeremy, online, I seen him. He did what looked like an advent calendar of peanuts or some shit like that stepped up. It was a multi-round thing of peppered peanuts, and he looked like a bulldog eating a shoe by the end of it. He was just it did not go well for him at all either.
But yeah, we're gonna try to grow a lot of different peppers next year just to experiment with flavors and stuff.
Do you have some new labels and bands on the back line that are ready to go? People,
a couple ideas, nothing I can announce right now, but with no shows going on, it's been kind of weird. I would try to like if a band was going to release an album or an EP or something, I'd try to tie it in with that, so it'd be kind of like an event at the show or whatever. So that's been kind of hard. I've done a couple of pop-ups at Sabbath Brewery in East Atlanta,
right?
And we did a label for them.
I've seen then you made the physical template cut out for people to take pictures in the label. That is so cool, man. That was
Me and Michelle were trying to think of a sign, and I think we came up with that one night. And then my friend Joe, that does a lot of my art and my original pickle, he come over and basically helped us paint it.
And paint it and cut it out and all that good shit. No,
it's pretty neat. We've got some good pictures from it.
I've seen quite a few online, and it kind of pissed me off. I'm gonna be serious with it because I did the same thing, but mine was a green screen and like a fucking $1,000 computer that I had to buy and a $300 program I had to buy.
We threw this together with like scraps at my house.
And I got the same thing. It's a picture with a border of what you need, the information, and your people in the middle of it. And then I was like, this motherfucker just took fuck.
Hey, we're low budget. Like
no, you're genius. You're genius.
All of the art that we use is all band members and artists and friends of mine that donate it.
The Atlanta synergy that you've created with this and the camaraderie in the scene is so cool. I think that's why it's growing so big, and it's really cool watching it blow, watching more people start to. Gary Holt's wife got some. Who else?
That all came about because I think I did a label for a band in town, DDC, and they were opening for Sick of It All. And before
I put them on that show.
Oh yeah, it was great. It worked out good for me. But I sold all my pickles. Everybody that works at the Masquerade, before it opens, they come through and like rummage through and get them some before it starts and stuff. So I sell good, just all the people that work there. But before the show, I'm at my booth, and Craig Satari from Sick of It All come up. And I didn't realize it was him, and we're just bullshitting about like growing peppers because he had a garden and stuff.
Right on.
And so we kind of hit it off, and I gave him some pickles that night. And then their next show was in Florida, and he sent me a picture the next day of like Armand, the drummer, eating some of the ghost pepper ones. Craig's not the hot ones. So we became friends. I sent him pickles up to New York 2 or 3 times, and he turned me on to a guy, this guy, Chris, who owns Meritamia Clothing out in California. And he was like the bodyguard for Madball, I think. Had something to do with Madball. He started buying like a bunch of pickles from me and started turning them on to his friends. And I think he was at a party or having a party, and Lars Fredrickson from Rancid was there, which is a good buddy of his. He got some of the pickles and took a couple of jars home, and he sent me a message. He was like freaking addicted to these things. He's like loving them.
They are.
So he made a couple of big posts, and I got I think one night I got like 300 followers in like an hour from him making a post. And then so Lisa Holt, Gary's wife, sent me a message from that post, and I ignored it because I was getting so many messages. I didn't recognize her name. And then Lars texted me. He's like, hey, my friend Gary's wife, Lisa, just texted you. Hook her up, take care of her. I was like, oh, shit, that's Gary. So yeah, sent them an order, and So
then you realize, well, we got to start stepping it up. I might need some help to answer all these fucking calls now.
Exactly.
None of them can be left unanswered.
Yeah. So now my wife's helping me with my Instagram so we can get everybody answered.
Well, that's a problem you want to have to learn those things in that situation. You're like, oh, great.
We were making the move here into Amber City right around the time, right at the holidays. So it was like kind of chaotic keeping up with production and
moving into your first commercial kitchen right now.
Exactly.
So how exciting how's that been? How did that come about?
Super exciting. I'd been wanting to do it. I'd talked to possibly like I'm friends with Junior's Pizza, and maybe going into their restaurant and cooking after hours or something.
Using a back corner.
Something like that. Or a couple of the places where I know the people who own them. And then I looked at some of those kitchens where it's like you rent it for the day and go in and cook, but those are super expensive. So I think I was talking to Brent about the kitchen here, and he was telling me that the hot sauce guy that they had in there had left, but someone else might be renting it. So I was like, damn. So the more I thought about it, I ended up contacting Bill, and Bill's like, hell yeah. totally into it.
You want it, man? You got it, man.
So he's helped us out a bunch, yeah, we're super excited.
Well,
and it's like we're at Ember City. With all
we're glad. I mean, I say we're like I don't fucking matter. I'm just here. It's a family. So many cool bands are here.
Exactly.
Others mini studios, my small studio, now Kelly's Death Pickles, West End Recording, West End Motel.
Yeah, it's great. Like
Master fucking Don. This place is heaven for it, and just it's so perfect. Good. It makes sense for you to be here.
Yeah,
as tight as you are in with the bands, and the way you, like I said, you've incorporated yourself into being promoted like a band. You run with the boys. You are. It's really cool. It actually is very much like Liquid Death Water, what they're doing right now, and the way they're promoting stuff. It's cool as shit, and you have the avenues to do that.
Oh yeah. And with being around the bands, that's where I get a lot of my advertising from. So it helps big time. And then being now hanging out with Bill and Mastodon and stuff, that's just gonna. They got crazy fans, so it's gonna blow up.
I can't wait to watch it for you and do that, because you're gonna have pickles fucking coming out everywhere.
Dude,
that's the thing.
So.
You've already turned into the pickle man. I've noticed.
Dude,
everybody gives you so many pickle gifts. And
on my way here, a friend from Seattle just sent me like some pickle erasers and some knickknacks. Like I'm always gonna, but it's great. I love it. Shows what good friends I have,
It's you're good. It's good. My grandfather was a premier Santa Claus, like legit fucking mall Santa, but he would do like Hollywood and Boston and these really high end malls and shit. He looked great, but it also he was Santa Claus 24/7, 12 months a year. When you're getting paid fucking $70,000 and $80,000 for 1 month to look like Santa Claus.
Hell yeah!
You can't just shave your beard and it come back that quick,
I've embraced it.
But his whole house was Santa Claus always too, because everybody had over the years so many gifts and so many things.
You gotta come look at my house.
It was all. So I'm sure it's just pickles everywhere. That's what I'm getting at. It's
a lot of my art that people give me, if they can make a print or if they have original line drawings, they'll usually give them to me and they'll frame them, put them on my wall. So there's a lot of pickle art on the wall. So, plus people send me shit randomly.
That's what I've seen you through on your website and on your social and stuff at times. Some of the fan art and people are sending it, which is so cool to have a product or just a brand, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it is what it is, but it's creating such family that people are doing that. That are sending you like fan art and shit. It's early in the game.
And that's the thing is it's pretty early because we've only been going like I started making them like 2017, maybe 16, 17, I think.
Yeah.
That's when it really. I went like a whole year just giving them to friends and letting people try
like you were just.
I never sold any for the first year.
Just taking donations and people like, no, you take this anyway.
Yeah, exactly. My friends they help me out. Like people still give me jars back and stuff. Like I'll be taking that one. But friends and people in town. I'll do a pop up and they're like, yeah, I bought like 10 jars last time. They'll bring them back to me.
That's awesome. Are they? I mean, obviously, I see the obvious reasons why that helps, but are they hard to get at times? Or is
normally not, but during the pandemic, for some reason, it may have kind of hit because it was right when gardens were growing good and stuff. So maybe people were like planning for the pandemic by canning some food, So there was just, and then I think maybe some of the factories had some COVID issues where they weren't producing as much.
Gotcha, right.
Less labor force or something, but. So it got to where you couldn't find shit. I was having to order stuff online. I had friends like sending me stuff where they would find online a case of jars or something, send them to me here.
Right.
If I had people out on the lookout, like if they saw any.
I remember. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, I'd trade pickles.
You were putting APBs out.
Yeah. It's still not that easy. I'm constantly having to look. But hopefully now that we're here and hopefully things will get a little more back to normal, I can start getting like a pallet of jars delivered here, like
Right.
get some real quantity.
Yeah, because
get a better price on them, hopefully. So
exactly
that's all going to help. I'm
before
buying
long,
in bulk.
you'll be on Shark Tank. Telling the Baldwin to shut the fuck up, and Mark Cuban, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, buddy. This motherfucker knows what I'm talking about. He wants some death pickles at the basketball arena or whatever the fuck he owns.
I'm a plumber right now. I've been a plumber for since I was like 25, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of over it, you know.
I hear you.
It'd be nice to just make pickles all the time and promote the product.
Well, I mean, I think that there's always a chance, especially the way it's going. It's growing this fast and keep on going. Just keep hammering into it.
There's definitely potential, and I just feel right now is the time's right. Pickles have like blown up in the last few years. Like cartoons and such. It's pickle everything now. That Pickle Rick and all that shit, did that have anything to do with it, or were you just going, I think that came after I'd already kind of gotten into it, so it was more like I told y'all you're the pickle, you know.
Vindication.
So, but then like I start seeing like Bob's Burgers. There's a couple episodes where they dress as pickles, and they make several pickle references in some of those cartoons.
So that's with us being here in Atlanta, Kelly's Death Pickles, all the things on Adult Swim and different cartoons that come out of Atlanta that are pickle oriented. I smell it coming. It's got
hey, it would be a good character. Yeah.
Just even a Mr. Pickles jar.
Yeah.
That would be
yeah. I think it may have been that show, that Sick of It All show that was the Mr. Pickles.
No, that was the night my leg got broke.
Oh, was that Death of Kings?
Yeah,
because I did a label for Death of Kings.
Exodus, Exodus.
Yeah.
Because I joked about next time I booked them, I was like, I don't know if I want to book Exodus. Last time we had them at the club, my leg got broke. Joking, I didn't book that show. I just booked the next one. But
that was a fun show. But
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Death of Kings destroyed that night. They had such a good show.
And I sold almost all my labels that night.
The crowd takes care of you so good. Even I remember the year you attended Slaughter Q as a booth that you said you sold.
It was the most we had sold up to that point.
Yeah, dude, it's everybody. You show up, everybody's excited. I see. That's the cool thing. I remember that at that festival, walking around and looking at so many people just have a jar with a beer in one hand and a jar of pickles in the other.
It's great. Yeah, I love it. I love talking to people when they come up and hearing their stories and stuff. But it's crazy the amount of support. But for me, it's all about just putting out a good product and having fun with it, and being able to hang out and do something, like I said, in the scene and with my friends.
Right. I mean, I just think it's cool when anybody finds their way into the scene that isn't a musician, is like, no, I'm going to film you guys, or I'm going to record you guys, or I'm going to take care of you guys with fucking pickles. It's get in where you fit in.
Yeah. I mean, I did some filming.
And the more obscure, the cooler.
It wouldn't make sense. I mean, it all kind of fell into place, I think.
Okay, going back to my girlfriend and me talking about it this morning, she's like, heavy metal and pickles? What? I was like, well, I guess it goes because beer and spicy stuff goes together. Beer, spicy pickles go good together. Beer, spicy pickles, metal.
Yeah.
It's a winning. It's a winning combination.
It's crazy. Like, people have turned into foodies too. Like, as they've gotten older, all these metalheads are like into cooking and shit now.
Well, and that's what I love seeing, the people fucking tagging you and they're cooking these outrageous meals, and then they have a spiral fucking death pickle off to the side, like topping it off with a Kelly's death pickle.
Oh yeah, we did a collaboration with Elmire. I think Bill Kelly put it together.
Right.
But they were doing like, I can't remember the people's names who did it, but dude was doing an article, I think, for Metal Injection about heavy metal bars, like in certain towns, like Mastodon's heavy metal bar.
I don't believe that they did an article about anything cool in heavy metal. You're fucking lying.
Well,
that sounds like a cool article. Why the fuck would they do it?
So, they basically came up with a drink there at Elmira. So each of these bars were going to do a drink with Metallica's Blackened Whiskey that they came out with. So Elmira did Master of Pickles, and they did basically a whiskey drink with some pickle juice in the drink. Or whatever. Heather Riley came up with the formula. So they featured it in the article for the mail injection. But it's neat to be recognized.
No, that's
and have a cool pick where like they did a pick of the jar next to the blackened whiskey bottle.
Right.
So.
Did that lead off to some decent likage and stuff?
Oh yeah. The dude from Blackened forgot his freaking name.
That happens.
So many people. But he shares some stuff for us.
It's not your fault, forgot. We've just sitting here smoking joints nonstop this whole thing. So.
Yeah, that's kind of my deal.
So, how have you did the markets over at Sabbath Brewing? Have those been being attended pretty well during the after? Because the pandemic is still in effect, but everything's getting better. Vaccines are coming out. People are starting to attend more.
Luckily, they have like a roll-up door right there at the street. Mm-hmm. So we basically just put our table at the roll-up door so no one could come inside, and we just ask them if they could wear a mask
when they approach the table.
Yeah, and everybody was really cool about. You didn't have to tell them. Everybody would just stay back, and one person at a time come up and do their thing, and everybody was really patient and waited. And I think we sold out in like 3.5 hours or something. We were supposed to be there for 5 or 6 hours, and completely sold out.
Awesome.
So yeah, both times we did it, we sold out. So yeah, the demand's been really good.
What's the website?
Kelly's Death Pickles.
Just kellysdeathpickles.com?
Yeah.
What are you?
It's there's not much going on it right now because we're basically wanting to use that site for mail order.
That's what I was gonna say. What's the preferred place to go to?
But for right now, you just go message me on Instagram.
That's the preferred place.
Yeah, Kelly's Death Pickles on Instagram.
It's Kelly with a K.
That's it. KLL.
Or is there ever Kelly with a C?
That's one I've never seen. I've seen a lot of spellings for Kelly, but
Stephen with a C.
I'm not sure that would work.
I don't remember somebody with this other. It's Stephen with a C. Wait, what?
Now that we're getting bigger, I'd like to shorten it to just Death Pickles because now the name's getting out. But I may leave my name on it. We'll see.
I don't know. I guess that's food for thought. You
just shorten it.
You and your partners and everybody can figure out down the line. But I don't know, man. I mean, I guess maybe you have to start getting a little more. Hi, I'm Kelly. Kind of like Dave's Bread, bro. Fucking
thing too.
Dave's Bread, fucking badass. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Dave's fucking slapping the guitar. He's fucking roided out. We got into the Dave's Bread logo and got into it, and Kevin, Weirdy Beardy, he looked up more about it because we would be at work every morning fucking high as shit, and me and him would be sitting around everybody else going through our shit, making sandwiches and stuff and little toast and laughing at who decided to make this fucking logo for Dave's Bread, bro. It's this roided out Gallagher looking motherfucker playing the fucking guitar.
You should see some of the
Dave's an ex-felon. He only hires felons. That's felon bread, bro. It keeps on getting even better, man.
That's pretty cool.
Dave's felon bread.
Slapping the bass.
You should see some of the logos that I can't share it to anyone. That
the band ones.
Yeah,
the
like Casey sent me one last night. Casey Yarborough, and I really want to use it. Michelle's like, "Fuck no, you can't use that." But
that'd be the secret match.
It's pretty bad. I could probably explain it. Have you seen the meme? That's got the big dude.
Barry something another.
With the big
with the big Johnson.
Johnson that you. We'll look at something that'll accidentally pop up.
Right.
Like, it's basically him with a big pickle. And we called it Dickle Pickle.
Dickle Pickle. I don't know. It's memed out the ass. I don't know why everybody else can do it and you can't.
Dickle Pickle. But I don't know if that one will make it. But we we play with a lot of funny ones sometimes.
I can't wait to see more and more once everything gets back into full swing and just
and we're gonna try to come up with some ways to. I mean, really, whoever wants to advertise with us, any bands, we'll work with them. If either by mail order or pop-ups, but
so that's the thing. So say there's a band in Colorado who's listening to this, comes across it, it's like, that's cool, we selling merch with that. Can they hit you up and buy a case at a certain price and you spend some print?
Like normally here in town with bands I know, I'll just go to the merch and basically I'll pay for their label and stuff and just sell at their table, and basically it's advertisement for them,
right?
And but for something like that, we'll have to do like a minimum order or something like that. Say like a minimum of 25 jars.
But you're open to that, so people, you get it figured out. You'll get that figured out.
Yeah, but it's something I'm definitely going to work with. But like I said, they'll just have to commit to a certain amount.
Right, so you can justify ordering the stickers and whatever, because you got minimums that you're going to have to
we have a 25 minimum. So
okay. So that's cool, man. So you hear that? You can get your own pickles for your thing, and they're addictive. Everybody's getting it, So Kelly's Death Pickles on Instagram. Hit him up. Be the first band to fucking out of state get this rolling.
Hell yeah!
Right now, it's just been an Atlanta thing. He's already on his own, getting it growing out of that. But let's get some more bands on. I want to go into the kitchen, because I already seen in your new kitchen right there. There's a hood vent he's got that's already got a couple of the stickers up on it.
I've got yours on there now.
Oh, awesome. But I can't wait till it's just slap full of stickers, kind of like the old, I haven't been there in so long, but at Jack's Pizza.
Oh, yeah. We used
back in the day when Rafi and Sam used to work there. It was just covered.
I used to go to Johnny's Pizza on North Highland behind the 5 Points.
Yeah, just like Jack's. It was Johnny's, and now it's Jack's.
Always covered with cool band stickers and stuff.
Yeah,
it'll get like that. Yeah, I got a collection at home of band stickers that people give me, and so I'm sure a bunch of those are going to end up there. We're stoked. I want to start I have my workbench at home. I put one of every sticker when I'll get a new label in on the table, so it's got most of all my labels on it,
right?
But I want to start that as well, putting each label on the.
So I asked you earlier. I said, how many do you have? And you said it was like, how many bands?
The last I counted one time, that was 23, and we've probably done.
How many labels total do you think? Not just bands. Just Kelly.
At least 30. Custom, at least 35, maybe even 40 different ones.
That's awesome.
It's a lot. Like I said, I look at them all the time on my table when I'm working. And, it's crazy, and it's all like kick-ass art. Like,
oh yeah,
it's all band art.
And the people that have manipulated, because like with Slaughter Q, I just sent you some of the Slaughter Q artwork. Mark Riddick, which was really cool artwork, but Mark Riddick did that piece. But like the malformity.
Yeah,
they manipulated their artwork and turned it into a pickle. And
that's one of my better labels. One of the best, top 3 maybe. Mike Machowski from Cryptus, he did the art for that, and he basically changed their album cover. The dude getting everything sucked off him into a pickle, and then did a pun on the album name, called it Rapturous Unpickling. And so, yeah, he hit everything, cool art, incorporated the album cover and the album name with a pickle pun. You couldn't beat it. There's a guy out there that has that tattoo.
Really?
Of the pickle.
The pickle version?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. Yeah. Who did the same person did their original art redo the pickle version for them, for your label?
Yeah, that was Mike. Mike did the album cover and did the reworking.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because, man, it turned out so cool.
They,
looking up here right now, looking at your website. Who did your website?
Mike Thompson from Withered.
That's a good-looking website, man.
Yeah, he does great work.
And that's just deathpickles.com.
That's actually an unreleased label right there. I didn't even notice that was up there.
What is it? Deceased?
Deceased. Yeah.
No, you haven't actually released.
They were
it
supposed to play in Atlanta, and the pandemic hit, and that show got canceled, so that actually didn't get released.
Can people order that one online?
No, nope.
Not till it's released.
Nope.
It's just a teaser.
Yeah,
right
I've
now.
even asked, but nope.
It's just a teaser.
Yeah, that is totally a teaser.
What is that one going to be though? What's the makeup of that one? What are the?
I'll put it on everything.
No, I'm saying what was that one made with?
That Mike just did that. He has like basically a background, and so when he debuts like a label, he does most all my labels now, and that's kind of his stock background picture. He'll put the label on it just to show it off. So.
But when you ever get a label like that, you'll put them on.
He's the one that did that label.
You'll put them on the hot ones, the not hot ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we have a couple that we've done specifically for a flavor, but we did for Shade Beasts records out of Athens. We did Shade Beats.
Right.
So that label can only go on the beats.
Okay, that makes sense.
So. But I like to keep it neutral because, when you make one say your band, I'm selling them at a show, if they have one flavor that's got their label on it and they're like, well, shit, I don't eat that flavor. I like sweet ones or whatever. So you want to be able to sell them to everyone.
Exactly, that makes sense.
So it's just easier when I'm doing the band labels to put them on everyone. And then on the back, I'll just put the flavor, a sticker with a flavor on it.
What's the most popular one of all that you got?
I'd have to say it'd be a tie between the Dead and Butter and the garlic habanero deal.
Yeah,
garlic habanero's a hot one. It's middle of the road. It doesn't kill you, but it's pretty damn hot, and it's got a good flavor, good habanero flavor. Lots of garlic.
Do you do any that don't have any peppers in them at all that are unjustified?
The garlic deal is no peppers. I put in the brine. I put a few peppercorns. But this just the slightest spice that you barely can notice. So those are mainly just a sour garlic taste.
Those are the almost death.
Yeah,
pickles.
And that's that may be the only one without any kind of heat. Because even like the Dead and Butter has some red pepper flakes in it. Not much, but there's a tiny, tiny bit of spice to it. But
I can't believe the Dead and Butters are the fucking sweet pickle eating fucking out there, man.
I was talking to Troy and
seems like an insult. You sweet pickle eating son of a bitch.
I was talking to Troy the other day, and I gave him some pickles before he went back to Florida, and I gave him some of the beets, and the beets are in like the Dead and Butter brine. It's like the sweet brine. And he was like, my wife ate them all before I could try them.
That's the problem. That's what I'm saying. That everybody I talk to, just the same. They get them and they start. It's one of the things you're eating in the car, man.
Yeah, and like I said, compared to like the hot sauce that a lot of bands are selling,
it's out of the box. It's different. It's its own. It's its own lane. It's really fucking cool.
People are into trying the different flavors and stuff. It's weird how many like pickle freaks there are out there, like really into it, But I was really into it before I started making them.
It's so cool. It's from being somebody down in the South and fucking gardening is always something that's.
Yeah, I mean, actually, like my grandparents, my grandpa lived to be like 98 years old. My grandmother was 89, and they died in like 1988, 89, I think. So they were farmers, and a lot of my family, my aunts and uncles are farmers too. So I kind of grew up doing work in the summer on the farm and shit. So I was around. My mom always had gardens and stuff, so that was a natural thing to
being around people with green thumbs.
Yeah. And I was growing peppers and stuff, and tomatoes and all the normal crap way before I got into the pickles. But,
just for your own home gardening.
Yeah, and I grew up with like grandmothers and aunts making pickles, and that was really what I was going for. Was that old. Like homemade pickles are just different.
They're just anything that's homemade and just cared for like that, and somebody's like,
I was like, shit, surely I can do it. I mean, they did,
right?
So, but yeah.
Well, fucking A-Ray, man. I can't thank you enough for coming in. It's been
dude. Thank you, man. This has been fun.
Really cool. Throw out those socials again one more time so everybody can know where to hit you up, where to order if they want to.
Kelly's Death Pickles, or go to Instagram Same thing.
Just at Kelly's Death Pickles, and the website's just
Well, I'm on Facebook too.
okay, and they're all Kelly's Death Pickles, and the website's Death Pickles.
Death Pickles, yeah.
All right, killer.
Yeah, I'm bad on this stuff.
Well, right the fuck on, everybody. Check it out. Thank you for watching. Kick ass. We'll see you next time. Fucking A, right, man?
Cool. Seemed to work well for me. Yeah.